Hello everyone and welcome back to Sebastian's channel. As you know, if you have been watching the other videos, he's feeling a little bit better. Her voice is almost back, but he's still gonna be getting another day of vocal rest. So hopefully tomorrow he'll be back, and you will be hearing his voice again. But if you want to get a little bit, you can go and watch all the videos that we just did, and he actually talking there a little bit. So anyways, welcome back. I hope that you're having an amazing day, and we're still gonna be doing more of this, answering these questions that you guys have been leaving us on this Q&A that we did the other day. You kept leaving questions for us there, and one of the things that you guys wanted to know was how was our first experience here in LA, how that first encounter, and I think that was it's a beautiful story of working hard and going through situations that we were not used to, and basically maturing very fast. Okay, and I think it's something that is very worthy of talking, right? So anyways, as you know, well, I don't know if you know or not, but we actually met each other in 2012, and we moved to the United States in 2014 because it was kind of our dreams to always live in Los Angeles. We have never been here before, but for some reason, we always said we want to live in Los Angeles, And it was very weird because that was my dream before I met him, and that was his dream also before he met me. So when I finally told him I cannot live in Colombia anymore, I just want to go to LA, he was I also want to go to LA. So it kind of worked perfectly, and we just decided to come here. Well, we did a small stop in Miami, but that's for another video. And then after 3 failed months in Miami, we were no, let's just go to LA, stop wasting time, and it is what it is. At the moment when we decided to come to Los Angeles, I came first by myself because he had to go back to Colombia because we were with our dog, and it was too hard to start a life with him without knowing anyone. So we decided to leave him with my mom for a couple months while we actually understand the city and get a place to live, and really do everything. So he went back to Colombia with my parents for, I want to say a month probably, and I decided to come from Miami to LA to get us situated, and to find anything, because we didn't have anything. We didn't have family, we didn't have friends. And I remember when I got here, I only had less than $1,000. I think I had $900 something in our bank account, and that was literally all of our money that we have at that moment. So so when I arrived, the first thing I was trying to look for a place to live, and I remember going through. So I reserved a room in a hostel, and I didn't know what was a hostel at that point, And I thought that that we could stay there for a while, but it was definitely not a place that he will stay in. It was a room that you have to share with 6 more people, and anyways, they only allow you to stay for a maximum of 14 days. And the place still exists till this day. It's called Banana Bungalow, and that was the first place that I arrived, and I stayed there just for one night. I did a reservation for 14 days, but after I arrived there, I was I know for a fact that Sebastian is not gonna stay here. And I think I arrived here on the 24th, and he was arriving on the 29th. So I was he's not gonna stay here, So they refunded me my money, and I started looking online, and this was the beginning of Airbnb. So not many people knew about Airbnb, and I started looking, and I found this place that was charging $650 for a month. And it was the only thing that we could afford at that moment. And I was super nervous because I didn't know if it was a scam. I didn't know anyone, So I was God will provide, it is what it is. And I clicked the reserve thing, and we booked that Airbnb. But that Airbnb ended up being on a very not nice place in LA. At that moment, now it's different, but at that moment it was considered dangerous, although we never really like saw anything weird. And it was actually a house that it was kind of like a hostel, but the difference is it was private rooms, but the bathrooms and the showers and the kitchen were for everyone, you know. But it was not like a hostel where people are constantly coming in and out. Like people will rent the rooms for like long periods of time, you know. I have to say it was the most humble experience that we have had ever. You know, we were definitely not used to live like that whatsoever, but it was something that we wanted to do and experience. And we didn't even tell our parents that we were staying in that place. You know, we felt, I don't want to say like ashamed, but it was definitely like something that we were like, I know that our parents will have like some kind of problem because they worry a lot. And it was not only about the place, it's like what happened inside of that place, you know? We were living with drug addicts, with prostitutes, with like homeless people. I mean, homeless, but like, you know, kind of. So it was very hard, you know. We had rats running on our ceiling from side to side. We would hear them every night. I have a very big phobia of rats, so it was horrible. People will be dropped off from mental facilities, yes. So, and we met all kind of people, but actually make no mistakes, because some of the people that we met in there were amazing, and they are still our friends till nowadays. You know, I met one of my best friends ever over there. We met another Colombian couple over there that were amazing. We met many people and we became like a family. I remember getting in there at the beginning was a little bit awkward, it was a little bit weird. Our first room, which was the $650 room, it had like a double bed, which was like this big, and a little closet, and a little like table, and that was it. There was nothing, no TV, no absolutely nothing, you know? And we start kind of like being like, okay, what are we gonna do? You know, this is what we have. And I think one of the things that we really were in tune at that moment is like, we want to make it. Even though we don't know how we're gonna make it, even though we don't know what we're gonna do, we gotta do what we gotta do. You know, we start looking for a job, we start trying to, you know, working wherever, you know, it will come by, you know. I will do audiences kind of works, you know. That's why when Sebastian started working at a shoe store, on a mall that was close to us, you know. So we kind of like really honestly try everything. We made the best of it. We actually become very good friends with the owner of the building. Her name was Mary, you know, and she actually, remember that she hired me to manage the building, you know, and to like receive people and all of that. And she gave us like a discount on the rent. Oh, she gave us like extra blankets. Yeah, because it was like the bed was like 2 pillows, 1 blanket, and that was pretty much it, you know. So it was definitely one of the craziest experiences that I think we had at the moment. But we needed to leave that, because that's how you value what you're gonna get after, you know. After that, after we stay in that little room for a couple months, and then when he find a job, because he worked first, we were able to afford a little bigger room. You know, remember the second room that was like way bigger, and it had like a queen size bed, you know, and then we got a TV in there, you know, a couch. And we were like, girl, we were like the millionaires of that place, you know, like we invited everyone. I mean, we have been hosts like forever. So we invite everyone to our room, you know, we will do like little parties every weekend. And because everyone will stay for at least a month, and many of the people stay for longer, you know, we became like this little family, you know. So we were there all the time, helping each other, talking to each other, you know, sharing food, you know, like doing the whole thing. And I think it was an amazing experience. Like, it sounds terrible, you know, and at the moment, of course, I am not saying many of the things that happened there that were like scary at the time, you know, like we have to deal with break-ins and pew pew situations and you know, like a lot of things that were like very scary while we stayed there, because not everyone was like beautiful and amazing, you know, but it was needed. I think that really ground us, you know, and give us that base so we can start building something better. We stayed there for 9 months, I think so. And then Queen Lafayette. Oh yeah. Like we didn't we were so broke that we didn't even have money to you know, Christmas gifts or any of that. And that year was the year that I got scammed. This guy hired me to be his personal assistant, and I was basically his maid and his house. I will spend 3 hours to get to his place because we didn't have a car. So to get to his place and 3 hours back. So that was literally 6 hours just on transportation. I worked for him, and he was this like Hollywood guy. And I worked for him for, I want to say like a month, and it was during Christmas. And then he didn't pay me. And it was a huge scandal, you know, a huge thing, you know. And he didn't pay me, and that was before Christmas. So like the money that our parents send us, you know, for Christmas, we have to like spend like paying rent basically, you know. And then out of nowhere, I got cast to be we got actually to be part of the audience for the Queen Latifah show. And she gave us what? Oh yeah, he danced in front of the audience. He did the choreography of Oops, I Did It Again. Like it was a fun thing. And then on that audience, she gave the whole audience, I remember it was a gift card for this gym place called Torrance, something like that. Torrent. And she gave everyone a $100 gift card for Target. And like we have you seen those videos of like Ellen or whatever where people like drop to the floor and all of that? That were us. That was us. You know, we were in such disbelief. We were like, this is a Christmas miracle. Like there is a God, you know. We were like going on the floor, screaming, crying, you know. And that was literally like, well, actually I think half of that was our Christmas because the other half was to like buy food. But we ate ramen for months, you know. We pasta. We not the 99 because we didn't have a 99, but the Dollar Tree was close to us, so we buy everything at the Dollar Tree. Going to Ralph, which is like the supermarket of LA, of California, you know, that was like if you're like rich, you know, like that was like the Whole Foods of that moment, you know. So like we were like only Dollar Tree. I think we didn't even have like chicken or meat. It was only tuna. Or I do remember that the Dollar Tree will sell like these little like salad shrimps that we bought once. You know, everything needed to be like because honestly, like our money, we were living paycheck by paycheck, especially at the beginning because he was the only one who was available to work. So he was the only one working, and it was like a minimum wage kind of job, you know. And it was hard, you know. So it was very hard at the beginning. Like our cheat days, we'll go to Little Caesars and we'll get the $5 pizza, and that will be like our cheat days, remember? And we also have like a Latino supermarket close by, and I remember asking for a job there, but they were like, no, you can't work here. So and during that time, it was also very hard because, you know, he was still grieving a lot, you know, for whatever happened, for what happened with, you know, his family, and it was very hard, you know. It was very hard. That was one of the reasons why we couldn't actually stay in Miami. It was because it was so close to home to him that he could not function basically when we were in Miami, and then starting our life in LA at the beginning. But I think you did a good job because it was different from Miami. I think Miami was like so, like everything was just like hitting your head so much, you know. Here in LA, it was completely new. Like we were never here before, but he still have to like deal with it. But he was pushed to be like, there is no time for this, you know. Like you have to go out there, you have to find a job, you have to eat, basically, you know. And he did a great job, you know, doing all of that. I also remember, oh yeah, he also wanted to bring Mateo back, you know, who was staying with our parents, and that place that we were staying, dogs were not allowed because, you know, it was this, you know, communal thing. So if we wanted to bring Mateo back, we needed to move to another place, and then of course pay for everything so he could like be back. It was very hard because Mateo helped me deal with my brother's passing. Yeah. So he really needed to like, he really wanted to bring Mateo back to have like that peace of mind again. But I do believe, I mean, I do, like now looking back, I do think that everything happened for a reason. I do believe that if we would have bring Mateo here, it would have been impossible. Like no place wanted to accept dogs when we were staying. We didn't have any money to say like, let's just pay for anything. He didn't have a credit because he haven't lived in the States for like many years. I didn't even have like my papers at that moment, you know. It was a lot. But we did it, we made it, you know, we made it through. And I think one of the big lessons of going through all of that, again, is like you learn to be grateful for like everything that you have, you know, everything that we got from there, all the hard work, all the things that we went through, you know, really help us to become who we are right now, you know, but to appreciate like every single thing that we buy, even if it's from Ross or from like a big brand. Like we like appreciate everything that we have because we have to like fight and work for every single thing that we have. Like nothing was given to us. Again, we didn't want our families to be involved in anything. Actually, our family didn't know our situation until we were like a lot better. We were out of that place and everything, you know. Like my parents, they always thought that I had like a regular job, that we were living in like an apartment, you know, and all of that. And we were like, we don't want their money, their help, you know. Not like they are millionaires, but like I'm guessing that they could have helped us if we wouldn't want to, but we didn't want to. We really always wanted to like make it like for ourselves because that's still a burden to them, you know, and we didn't want to be a burden to them, you know, and they were so far away, and to worry them with like the rats and the homeless and the drugs and like all of that, you know, like we were like, what is the point of doing that, you know? We push ourselves and we just did it. You do what you gotta do at the end of the day. So that's the story of like our early beginnings here in LA. I hope that you enjoyed the little story time. Let us know what you guys think. Let us know about your story, wherever you start your life. How was it? And if you have any more questions about or any other story times that you might want to hear, let us know down in the comments below. And don't forget to like this video, share this video, subscribe to our YouTube channels, and we'll see you around. Bye.